We've got another amazing sister in the house. And let me go ahead and introduce her. We've got Danyella. Danyella, how are you?
Hey, I'm okay, Joy. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you. So, I'm super pumped to share your story. But before we do, let's talk about what your life was like before you met me. What were some of the things that you were struggling with?
Before I met Joy, I was actually a business owner. I'm still a business owner. I own a commercial cleaning business, but it wasn't and it isn't my dream.
Mm,
I was building my husband's dream.
yeah.
This is something that he dreamt about way before he met me, and I just brought it into fruition because I'm the brains behind it, right?
Yeah.
Um, my husband, he at that time he walked out on us. He walked out
Mm,
on me. He walked out on my children. We had recently, well, during that time, my 2-year-old son was diagnosed with autism.
yeah.
And life happened for us. Everything just began to change so rapidly. And sometimes when you have fear, you tend to run away from life instead of running towards life and grabbing it.
Wow.
So that's what happened. And I just prayed. I prayed for a way out. I prayed
Mm,
for financial freedom. And then, scrolling on Facebook, just like everyone else, I come against, my book. I have it here. It's motivating. And I was like, this is just too good to be true. Because it was on the seventh day. And like my story I told you before, it's like the sevens kept matching up. And I believe
right.
seven is the number of completion.
Mm,
So I'm like, well, it says it's free. Let me just click on this ad. And then I'm like, well, the 7.97. I was like, this has to be the go-to thing.
yeah.
Um, I waited for my book and I just couldn't wait anymore. So I listened to the audio.
Hmm.
Amazing audio. I was like tuning my kids out with AirPods. I'm like, I'm listening to this book.
Yeah.
Um, so, I was cleaning and I wasn't happy.
Mm,
Dealing with trying to hire people, firing people, having to be my own boss, and the accountant information, the just in the back scenes because I'm the brains.
yeah.
My husband was doing the physical work, so dealing with him being out all night, it became stressful.
Hmm.
It's stressful for my family because he was out all night. My children, they barely seen each other. Me being a stay-at-home mom, and then my 2-year-old son, he was kicked out of daycare. Um,
Wow.
he was kicked out of daycare because he wasn't like the other children.
Hmm.
He did not talk. He did not walk. He smashed food. He screamed. He yelled because he's autistic.
Yeah.
So that was like I was like, nope. If I have anything else to lose, I can't lose myself because
Wow.
my husband is so scared. So I
Yeah.
had to figure a way out. And I believe when you're placed in predicaments where you have to figure your way out, you're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
But like so many of us, we always say you have to take action. So it was my time to take action.
Hmm.
I was familiar with business and how to launch a business, but I needed a business to launch in regards to something that I love, my dream.
Hmm.
Like, what do you want? What
Hmm.
have you always wanted to do and you still haven't accomplished it?
Yeah.
You can turn that into a business. I tell my kids all the time, if you can sell a bottle of water, that's a business. You can turn
Right.
anything into a business. That's where I was. I was fighting for my family. I was fighting for my husband to come back
Mm,
home, and I found you. And I was like, this is it. This is it. We're all in. No
yeah.
brakes, all gas. Yeah.
Man,
So,
what a beginning.
yeah, it was rough. It was a rough
Hmm.
beginning, but I didn't look at the circumstances of where I was at that moment. I
Hmm.
looked beyond. I said, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? How am I
Hmm.
going to get? And I'm
Yeah.
big on how am I going to figure this out? Because
Yeah.
I'm so used to figuring things out. And my children, they're so used to me figuring things out.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that it would be this real until my 10-year-old son, he was 11 at that time. He said, biggest critique. Like he said,
Mm.
are you really going to do this? And at that moment, I said, I'm not going to talk to anyone about this. I'm going to let this marinate, and
Mm.
I'm going to prove to my kids, yes, I'm really going to do this.
Wow.
Because I'm like, if it's coming from him, it'll come from everybody else, your family, your friends, your neighbors, whoever. Are you
Mm-hmm.
really going to do this? So
Yeah.
I had to build up my confidence to say, this is something that I'm going to start and I'm not going to finish until I reach the world.
Mm.
Until I reach my children's friends, their family, my next door neighbor. She knows I have a preschool, until I reach the daycares.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it nonstop. Don't get me wrong. There's been moments where I'm like, this is not working.
Yeah.
But I had to realize you're not working. You have to work it for it to work.
Yep.
So I had to take some time off from the group, and I had
Mm-hmm.
to figure it out.
Yeah.
How am I going to get my leads, turn my leads into paying customers? And I had to think back on all the marketing classes and trainings that I took, and I had to put together that trust-like factor,
Yeah.
because I was so big on being a faceless brand. I'm like, was so closed off. I didn't want anyone to know that it was me.
Right.
I was just putting my logo up, and then I said, nope, I'm not going to go faceless. I have to build that trust-like factor and
Mm.
build an audience.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I worked on.
Yeah.
I can't, who am I marketing to? I have to build an audience.
Yeah.
And so that time where you guys didn't see me in a group, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Building my audience.
Well, you're getting busy. So I know what's coming up, and I'm super excited to share this. I know what you've grown over the past couple months, but where did it start? Like, at what point did you say, hey, I'm going to do this one strategy that now took off? Right.
Yeah. So I stayed up. I was like, you know what? I have to sacrifice.
Mm.
Being a stay-at-home mom, I had 6 children.
Yeah.
At that time, I had 5 dogs. I was always busy. I didn't have any time for me.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to stay up for a couple of nights, put the kids to sleep, and I'm going to lock myself in the office, and I'm going to research. And I researched on YouTube. I researched on TikTok, whatever. And sometimes you have to follow a blueprint, like
Yeah.
we're doing in Preschool All Stars. You've given us the blueprint, and we have to take action.
Yeah.
So I would go on these, websites and the apps or whatever. And my son, he was big on TikTok, but I didn't know how to work TikTok.
Mm.
And so I would have him come and help me with the TikTok. And I just, him going to bed early didn't work for me.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to figure it out.
Mm.
I started looking up preschool activities on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is genius. I'm like big on arts and craft. My whole entire office is filled with arts and craft things from when I used to craft.
Right.
I'm like, I have all of these things and I'm not, making any use of it. And I'm like, you have to use what you have.
Yeah.
So I started reaching out to TikTokers. Hey, may I use your TikTok videos to build a presence on my business page?
Yeah.
To cater to 3 and 5-year-olds, because they love activities.
Yes.
We're teaching kids how to learn through fun, and we're teaching kids how to learn through play.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that my 2-year-old son does. He doesn't learn like a regular, normal child. He has to learn through play.
Mm.
So I started reaching out to TikTokers and paying them for their videos.
Yeah.
Posting them on my page. And I had to figure out the algorithm.
Mm.
And the followers started coming in on my business page.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is insane. Like, one video made 1.7 million views.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only up for like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to try this again. I tried another video.
Yeah.
Like 1.2 million views. And this is all from arts and craft things.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So today, I looked at my following. I'm almost up to 114,000 followers.
On a business page that how many months ago had 0? Or very few?
2.
2
2 months.
2 months. 2 months you went from pretty much 0.
It was
to
nothing. It was no one,
114,000
literally,
followers.
literally. And what's crazy is before the videos I posted on my page, when I first jumped into the hub, I requested to have the blog
Yeah.
because I remember you telling us about preschool.org and we can post this information. It's
Uh-huh.
there for us.
Yeah.
So I started building my business page based off of my blog. Instead
Nice.
of posting my blog to my parents or to the audience,
Mm.
I would just copy and paste and save the picture and post it to my business page. So I was building up my business page
Yeah.
during the 30-day challenge.
Wow.
So people are even liking those posts from way back then. Like,
Yep.
forget the reels. People want information because they don't even know how to deal with their 3 to 5-year-old.
Mm.
So it was a blessing to even start building the page before I even got into the reels and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I started recording my own reels. I'm like, if they can do it, listen, I'm not going to pay anybody anymore. I spent about $700, $800 paying for videos.
Right.
And then I went on Fiverr.
Mm.
Fiverr is my best friend. I hired Fiverr people to create me some videos, put my logo on there, and I started posting my videos that Fiverr made me.
Nice.
So then I'm like, well, I have all these kids. They can help me. They
Yeah.
set up my cameras and stuff, and we've been doing activities at home so that people can see this is real life. People
Mm.
want to know that you're a real person, and that's what I had to get down in my spirit. Like, you are not going to go up there being faceless. People think you're robots. AI is taking over
Ah.
the universe.
Yep.
So I had to put myself out there so people can see this is a real person. This
Mhm.
is a real brand. And it's been phenomenal. Every single day, people are liking these videos,
Yeah.
like short little videos, 2 to 3 minutes. So
Mhm.
I've been blessed in that way. And it was just a moment where I said, how can I figure this out?
Yes.
And it wasn't even just from the reels. It was from, I'll show you. I created a 300-page workbook.
Yep. That's the one I saw. Yep.
Yeah, I created this within 2 weeks,
Yep.
because I said, "People need this," um,
Yeah.
and to see the fruits of my labor.
Mhm.
I said, "Okay, I'm gonna put it out there for its original price because I know the power of this book. It is
Yeah.
so worth it."
Yep.
So I put it out there for $15.
Yeah.
I got crickets. No one wanted this book.
Yep.
My husband's like, "Honey, I think you should do a flash sale." I'm like,
Yeah.
"You gotta be kidding me. This book is worth so much more than what you're talking about."
Right.
But no, he bugged me for like 2 weeks. You have to put it on a flash sale.
Yeah.
I put it on a flash sale, instant download PDF, $5.
Yeah.
I got 200 sales in 2 weeks.
Girl.
So I'm like, this works. But then
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be known as the workbook preschool. Like, I'm
Mm.
not gonna sit here and create workbooks every single month.
Yeah.
But I used it as a lead magnet,
Yep.
like how you taught us.
Yeah.
You teach that in the beginning of hub setup and in the
Mhm.
30-day challenge. You actually give us a lead magnet, the ABC and the all about me
Yeah.
PDF.
Yep.
I implemented what you taught us, but I used my own.
Yeah.
And I looked at my hub and I went from 61 leads and now I have 654 leads.
Let's go.
And I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I could not do this 7-day challenge.
Yeah.
I was so pumped because the first time I didn't get anything. I
Right.
didn't get any students. I
Mhm.
made $70, you guys, off of the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So this time I went in strong. My mindset changed. It wasn't
Mm.
like before.
Yeah.
Before I had doubt. I said, this is not going to work.
Mm.
But this time I said, I remembered all my sisters that said the first time they got nothing.
Yeah.
But the second and third time they received results.
Love
So
that.
I thought about them. They stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And after this challenge, I actually signed up a student today. I have
Praise
about
God.
inquiries. They're still in the air, but I'm like messaging them, encouraging them. I even went into my hub. I made a welcome video
Yep.
for navigating the hub system.
Mhm.
I made so much money for my workbook, so I sponsored 10 children
Awesome.
for preschool club.
Yeah.
This was before you even giving us all this juicy stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
Sponsored 10 children. They loved it. I got back good reviews. They didn't stay because the price was too high. But
Sure.
now that I have the outline,
Yes.
I'm like, this is phenomenal.
Awesome.
Phenomenal.
Well, thank you so much for sharing the whole journey. I mean, to go from, really struggling and now you've got 114,000 followers on your Facebook page, 600 some odd leads. You're phenomenal. If someone was on the fence about joining Preschool All Stars, is this really worth the time that I put in? What would you say to her?
I would say this is the best investment that I have done for myself.
Mhm.
When you want to become a better you and you want to serve others, you have to invest in yourself. And I know that it's scary because people like me, we've invested in so many different programs and got bad results. But you're here for a reason. You may not be where you want to be in the preschool journey right now, but you are where you need to be. And
Yeah.
that's what I remind myself every single day. You're here for a reason. You didn't just come across Joy's ad as a coincidence. There's
Yeah.
no coincidence in my world. This is for you. You have to embrace it. You
Mhm.
have to take charge. And I can tell you right now, with Preschool All Stars and just building my own preschool, I've taken charge of my life. I've taken it back
Good.
because I call the shots. I call when I have freedom. I call when I'm going to work. Everything is automated. I was looking for an automation system for years. I've not come across anything like this. Hop over the fence, cut it down.
Yep.
There's no fence. There's no
Awesome.
fence. Just take the runway. Um, Joy has provided everything that you need for success, but it's up to you. It's up to you for
Yeah.
you to succeed.
Love that.
So I say, sign up, come join us. It's a loving community. Everyone's there to help you. If you think the 7-day challenge, everyone was there, no. When you're in that hub and you don't know where to go, you don't know what to click, we're all there. Come
Yeah.
join us. It is worth it.
Awesome. Well, Daniela, thank you so much for sharing your story. We're so inspired by you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, friend. So, yes, go to preschoolalstars.com so you can jump in today. The doors are closing, friends. They're like literally shutting on you as we speak. So, jump on in.